Greetings, everyone. At one point or the other, we all get to that moment when we start to really ask ourselves some serious questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What am I intending to do with my life? Where do I go from here? And during this time, usually you're going through something that causes you to reflect on the past and the present. And at this time, you're determined to get some answers because a lot of times we have so much questions and we have no answer. But there comes a time in every person's life when you have to decide or you have to determine the path you take. And oftentimes you have to determine the path alone without anyone's influence or anyone's encouragement. You have to get to the point where you're saying, you know what, this job is not working out for me, or this relationship isn't working out, or this is something that I need to do. All the decisions are left to you, and only you alone can determine what is best for you. And during the time when you're making the decision to change your life, you find that you're alone. You feel lonely, but understand that in this time of loneliness, you can really make some big changes in your life. So, for example, some years ago, I decided that I wasn't going to watch the news anymore because I realized that after I saw these events, they would break my spirit. They would make me sad. They would make me angry. And even recent, I had to literally say to myself, what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you listening to? These things are only making me angry. And so I made up my mind that I wasn't going to watch anything that didn't allow me to grow or anything that didn't make me happy or promote happiness and peace in my heart and my mind. When you change what you're looking at and change what you're hearing, you're going to change so many things in your life. Surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you regardless of what you're going through. So, no matter how difficult the circumstance in your life, just imagine the worst thing that you could be going through. Find somebody who will not let you get off that phone or get out of your presence without making you laugh or have a more positive approach to whatever it is that you're dealing with. So, if you're angry, reach out to someone who's not going to egg you on and encourage you to be more angry. Avoid those people. If you're going through financial situations, go to somebody who's not necessarily going to solve the problem for you, but someone who's going to encourage you. By the time you're done, you felt hopeless before you called or before you got together with that person. And when you're leaving, you're feeling so empowered because the energy that person emits feeds you and bring you to a new place. It's like powering you up. You need that in this time. We don't need to hear all these who's done it, who's not doing it. That doesn't mean we can empathize and support other persons. But we have to make a conscious decision that I am not going to allow this thing to overwhelm me to the point where I can't, you know, function. And sometimes some of us are barely functioning because we expose ourselves to too much negativity. And in our heart, we hear about the world. And when we see these negative things in the world, we feel like we have to take it on. But these problems were in the world before you came, and they're going to be here long after you're gone. So then you're going to choose what you take on or what you invite into your spirit. You're going to choose the friends You're going to choose even relatives, even family members. You're going to decide, I am not going to open my door or my heart to anything or anyone who's going to change or take me off my course. I mean, the so called idea of destiny cannot be altered, but you can be taken off your course. And if your final destination was east, and because you allow folks to enter into your space and to distract you, it's just going to take you a longer time. You're still going to get to east, but you might have to take a longer journey. And then when you get to that point, you're kicking yourself and saying, why did I go off course? Why? Don't worry about the whys. Whatever happened, happened already. You just learn from it and you move along. So I'm choosing to align myself with people who are not necessarily thinking like myself, because we all have our own minds, but people who bring out the best in me. A person who makes me want to be a better person, not someone who aggravate me and annoy me and constantly show me the horrible things that's happening in the world. That person, maybe that's their path and that is the important thing to them, but I don't have to be dragged down that road. I don't have to drag you down a road. So on a day when I might be speaking about something that might come across as negative to you, just don't watch. Don't annoy yourself. Don't allow me to provoke you in such a way that long after I'm gone, you're still carrying me. And long after the person dumped their garbage on you, you're still carrying it. Guard yourself against people who leave such a burden on you that even after you turn away from them and you're going in a different direction, you're still carrying the junk. 'Cause that's what some people want you to do. They want you to carry the junk. They want you to forever remember them and their negative ways. And you can't afford to let that happen to you. So, when you clean up your spirit and you start walking in a certain path that promotes peace, you're going to be able to make better decisions in your life. Your spiritual eyes will be open. Your skepticism that you have towards nature or to spirit will be different, and your ears will be opened. And now you're going to hear directly from the source. You're not going to wait for me to tell you. The Spirit will reveal things to you. And those of you who believe that the ancestors have gone on in the spiritual plane, but they return to instruct you, then when you have found peace and when you open your heart and your mind and your spirit to learning deeper things, the messages will come through nature. And when you have to make decision, it won't be so frightening anymore. And over time, you will learn to understand more about the spirit that dwells within you and around you. What is greater than peace? It promotes joy. It promotes love. It promotes freedom. So I want more of that. Every time I find my mind running off, thinking about this or that, and all it does is bring me down in my spirit, I have to immediately replace that with something positive, because that attitude brought me out of so many rough times in life. This is why every opportunity you get to do something that creates great memories with you and your loved ones, take it. Go beside the lake and have a picnic. Go for a long ride in the countryside. Go in your garden. You know, if you like the snow, go snowboarding, or whatever it is that you enjoy. Go for lunch with a friend, make a phone call to a loved one. Whatever that brings that joy in you, just do that, practice that, and practice mindfulness and take time for yourself. You are very valuable, very important. Stay blessed, everyone.